What about when you were a kid yourself? Who was your masculine role model?
Oh, I think I had a number of them, but it would primarily have been my father and some of my friends, because peers play an important role in development, especially after the age of about 4. But I would definitely say it was my father.
And how would you describe his masculinity?
Well, to your point, he spent a tremendous amount of time with me when I was a kid. And they're very fond memories as far as I'm concerned. Like when I was very young, 2 and 3, my dad would come home from work and he spent an hour and a half with me a night for a long time, teaching me to read, which has been of inestimable benefit with me. And he did many things with me. You know, we hunted and trapped and canoed and fished and he was a harsh guy in many ways. He was a disciplinarian in some sense, but he was very honest and very good craftsman, and so I learned a lot about trying to conduct yourself in a respectable manner from him. So
were you a tough kid, or were you a careful kid, or what kind of kid were you?
I guess it depends on what you mean by tough. No, I don't think if you would have met me when I was a kid, you would have thought I was tough. I'm kind of a tender-hearted character, and I was skipped a grade, and I was small for my age, and so I certainly wasn't physically tough in the standard sense. Because I was small and because I'd been put ahead of grade, I was never particularly facile at sports, and that was kind of a problem. I did something about that when I got older, but I hung around with tough kids, but that was partly because most of the kids that were in the town I grew up in were either tough kids or were sort of off the radar entirely, and maybe that was a certain amount of compensation. I could defend myself verbally fairly well, but that tended to get me hung up by my shirt collar in closets and played catch with on the stairs and that sort of thing in junior high. So,
is it like? Do you come from an environment where weakness was a bad thing, where self-pitying was a bad thing?
Where self-pitying was a bad thing, I would say yes. I come from that background, but that was par for the course, I would say, when I grew up. And I mean, where I grew up, it was still a frontier place in some sense. You know, my town was only 50 years old, and people were essentially self-reliant to the degree that that was possible. It was certainly the case within my family on both my mother and father's side. And the idea was, but this wasn't particularly, what would you say, unique to my family. You know, the ethos was feeling sorry for yourself isn't going to be of much utility. You should get out there and do what you can do. And
straighten your back.
Yes, if you can do that. And I got lots of encouragement from my parents, from both of them. Certainly, I have a very good relationship with my mother, who I loved very much. And we shared a sense of humor, which was lovely. And my dad, although he was a harsh taskmaster, also was very encouraging to me in that he believed that I could do whatever I put my mind to. And he helped instill that conviction in me in a manner that I hope wasn't and isn't too, let's say, narcissistic. It wasn't a matter of privilege, it was a matter of drive and dedication and effort. And so that was one of the things that's so sad about what I'm doing. You know, I'm going all around the world and I'm talking to many, many people. I've talked to about 250,000 people in the last 6 months, and I offer encouraging words, you know, that I believe that people are stronger than their misfortunes. I believe that if you turn around and confront the vulnerability that's part and parcel of life, you'll find within yourself a strength that will transcend that. And I believe that not only to be true, but supported by the best clinical evidence. And that it's important for lost young people, male and female alike, to develop a vision and take on some responsibility and understand that they have a vital role to play in the world, that the lack of their best hurts everything. And I think that's true. And the sad thing is that there's very many people who have not heard an encouraging word in their life. And it takes so little to encourage them that it's rather tragic. You know, I have people come up to me, and I mean by all the time, I mean many people every day in the lectures and on the street who tell me, I was in a bad place, I was struggling, I've been watching your lectures, I've been reading your book, I put my life together, I'm trying to be responsible, tell the truth, things are way better. Thank you. And so that's, can't get any better than that. So, and that's that.
Good.